Hey guys, I wanted to let you know about an exciting new arrangement partnership that we have with the manufacturing game. Now, maybe some of you have never heard of the manufacturing game, and that's okay. It's been around for a long, long time. And what I like to do is just explain a little bit about what it is and why it's such a great tool to be used at your facilities. So, let me start with what is the manufacturing game? So the manufacturing game actually came out of a benchmarking study that was done at DuPont many, many years ago. And what they did is they went around to a lot of organizations in their same business, but even outside of their business. And they wanted to learn what are the best practices around maintenance and reliability, right? So they went out and they did a lot of analysis and talked to a lot of people, collected a lot of data, and they learned a lot of things about how effective maintenance and reliability really works. So they wanted to bring that learning back to DuPont. So what they did is they made this. Well, they wrote it up first, right? And that was it was kind of complicated, hard to understand. So they built this simulation model, this computer model, and that was deemed as maybe too complex as well. So then they got this idea that let's demonstrate it with a game. So what they did is they developed this game board and game process. I like to call it a simulation that helps you understand all the concepts that they learned. And when I say things they learned about what are the true benefits of planned work, right? Identifying work early, plan it, schedule it, try to get it before it breaks, that type of thing. But they also learned a lot about failures and more specifically, they called them defects and how they affect equipment and the process. So, and that's kind of where the term we hear defect elimination a lot. That's kind of where this concept was kind of invented. So um, so that's kind of how it got started, and I can tell you over at least since I've been involved with it, which has been well over 25 years, they've trained literally tens of thousands of people in this simulation. So you might be asking yourself, well, you know, how do I use this? What is it, for? I'd have a hard time, convincing my management that I want my workers to play a game, right? So I would argue that you don't want to necessarily think of it as a game, even though it's in the name. Think of it as, this is a really an effective way for people to learn, right? Now we could bombard you with PowerPoints and, we could sit down for 3 days and go through, hundreds of PowerPoints to try to explain the concepts. But, by doing it in a hands-on simulation where you're actually kind of running a plant, in a sort of a controlled environment, um, you're going to be learning a lot and you wouldn't even realize it, right? So I'd argue, don't think of it as a game. Think of it as, an effective way for people to learn. Um, Now, how do you get benefits from this game? How do I actually, it's fun. Okay, like we can get some people together, we can play a game. That's great. But how does it really benefit my facility? Well, the game is really designed for anybody, but it really focuses on getting frontline workers to, identify defects that they deal with day in and day out and eliminating those defects, right? And I'm not talking about the big, sporadic triggered events that cost, millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm talking about the little things that, every day um, drive down their productivity. Ultimately, they may even cause big issues down the road, but and it could be. Let me give you some examples. It could be things coming in from defects that come in with spare parts, right? You buy some spare parts, we put them in the storeroom, we go to use them, there's something wrong with it, right? Uh, that defect could be coming from the way we store it. It could be in a defect that the manufacturer, created and we didn't check it. Um, could be other things. Could be that, could be a maintenance defect where, we didn't install a piece of equipment right, or, maybe we can't get it in alignment because it's bolt bound, and there's, maybe we can fix that. Maybe there's a way we could work around that. So, the idea is, get everybody thinking about defects and eliminating those defects. And let's, as an organization, provide the support to help them do it. And what the game does is the game, I could tell people, hey, go out and, eliminate defects, right? That's pretty simple. But people don't get it. They don't understand, even what a defect is or how they would go about, getting rid of that defect. So what the game does is it puts them into an environment where they discover that, man, I can't run a plant effectively without eliminating defects, right? I'm spending all my time fixing things and my equipment's breaking all the time and I can't seem to get ahead. And the reason you can't ever get ahead is because these defects keep coming in, right? And they come in, if you don't do anything about them, they come in even at an accelerated rate, right? So by going through the game in the simulation, it helps you understand, wow, I do have some control over, making my life a little bit easier, getting rid of some of these defects that, plague the plant, but also plague me. It causes me to come in and have to work overtime, or it causes me to have to do a workaround that takes me an hour longer to do a job, right? Just anything that causes productivity issues. So we're excited because as anybody who knows us, we've been in the sort of the root cause analysis business for upwards of 35 years, and by having this arrangement with the good folks at the manufacturing game, we can one help demonstrate how defects really plague your facility, but with our background in root cause analysis, we can also help you understand how to go about removing those defects, right? With our background in RCA and how we collect data, how we identify problems, how we work through them using various analytical processes like a logic tree or 5 whys, whatever it might be. So by coupling those two together, you get a very effective means of focusing on eliminating defects around your facility. So we're very excited about this. If you're interested, if I piqued your attention even a little bit, please reach out. I'll leave an email address that you can get in touch with us, and we can just have a conversation. We can kind of explain what it is in a little bit more detail, answer any questions that you have, so that you can kind of see that this might be the right type of workshop to help you guys get a hold of your plaguing defects around your facility. So thanks for listening. We'd love to talk to you about this arrangement, this new partnership that we have, and show you how we can use this to really leverage a huge return on investment for you. So thanks again. We'll talk to you soon.